we're headed back north on Highway 17 towards Wawa now. We're going to make a couple stops along the way. We found out from some locals last night about a cool little spot to go swimming where the water's really shallow and sandy, so we're going to check that out first. We'll check back in with you there.
The rocks along Lake Superior were created about 2 billion years ago and are part of the Precambrian Shield, also known as the Canadian Shield. In the late 1940s, residents of Wawa were promised a road out by both federal and provincial governments, and other surrounding communities pushed for the highway as well. Petitions and meetings with highway officials always seemed to fall on deaf ears. By 1951, the residents of Wawa had had enough. It was time to bring awareness to their plight and make headlines. Uniting together, the people initiated Operation Michipicoten. Their plan: walk the shoreline from Wawa to Sault Ste. Marie to prove that if they could do it, certainly the engineers could build a road. The four men, Derek Baker, Paul Villeneuve, Edward Neiman, George Kimball, were all descendants of pioneers who helped build the North and were well accustomed to bush travel. Setting south on foot, following the directions of a 1935 surveyor's map, they made their way over rugged terrain, their only means of communication being a portable radio. To add drama and urgency to the project, business owners convinced the four trekkers to take their time. Upon reaching Sault Ste. Marie, the banquet was held in their honor, and all three political candidates at the time pledged to complete the road, if elected. While the highway was gradually extended east from Thunder Bay, the stretch from Schreiber to Wawa was built over the 1930s, hindered by the harsh, rugged terrain of Lake Superior's north shore. Similar difficulties were encountered as Highway 17 was extended northwards from Sault Ste. Marie to the Montreal River on Agua Bay. All that remained was the gap of 266 kilometers, appropriately called the Big Gap. Amongst some of the most difficult terrain encountered in Canada, engineers blasted away more than 2,087,000 cubic meters of rock, removed over 5,900,000 cubic meters of earth, and cleared 6.97 square kilometers of forest in order to bridge the gap of 266 kilometers of wilderness. The gap was completed and open to traffic on September 17, 1960, uniting the two segments and completing the route of Highway 17 from the Manitoba border to the Quebec border.
We just left Catherine Cove there, the bathtub island that you can see in the videos. It's currently about 14 degrees, so it's not exactly warm for swimming in the coldest lake in North America. So we might check it out on our way back if the weather's a little bit nicer. So right now we're just going to keep pushing north, and we're going to make a stop at Old Woman Bay in just south of Wawa and check that out as well. There's supposed to be some really nice beach and a really nice kind of day use area up there, and a nice little river that I've seen quite a few videos of some guys get some pretty good sized trout out of there, so we'll give that a shot as well. So this is Old Woman Bay we're coming up to right now. I've never been here before, so I'm super excited to check it out, share it with everyone. Definitely looks like a popular spot actually already. Wow. Parking permit? What? popular spot.
You think?
Yeah, I didn't expect for a Tuesday, I guess.
Everyone's driving across the world here.
Yep, that's true.
There's 2 spots right here too, beside this guy with the blue kayak.
Alright, I'll turn around up here. This is just a turnaround anyway.
Hey, you might be able to park beside that guy in the black truck.
Not without interfering with the road.
I think we can squeeze in there.
Alright, so that wasn't exactly what we expected it was. I mean, it's a beautiful spot, beautiful beach, beautiful scenery, but it's definitely a pretty busy spot. I mean, we're here on a Tuesday afternoon and the parking lot was basically full. So, I mean, it's definitely worthwhile stopping for lunch and checking it out, but I wouldn't come here and plan to make a day out of it, that's for sure. I think you can access the river on the other side of the road, but you can't access it from the beach. It's pretty washed out. So we're gonna keep heading up to Wawa, and we're gonna go stop at the world famous Wawa Goose. Coming up here on our left. We just popped into Wawa to get some supplies. Now we're gonna head out back onto the highway for a short little bit and find a campsite for the night. So there's a couple we're gonna check out on Overlander. There's one at some waterfalls and one down on the shores of Lake Superior. So we're gonna see which one's best and go from there. Scenic High Falls is a pretty cool spot, but definitely not suitable for camping, at least from what we could see. Maybe if you had a small RV or a van or a truck camper, I could see just pulling in there for the night. Be a nice spot, but not exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to head down towards the shore of Lake Superior. There's 2 other spots there on Overlander that we're going to check out. So we'll definitely have to pick one of those for the night. Alright, so all the campsites we checked out here were full. So actually we're just going to head back south towards the Lake Superior Provincial Park and find somewhere to camp outside the park, of course. So we're going to make our way back anyway down south of 17. Who knows when we're going to find a campsite, but you know, this area, you really never know. I mean, it's a pretty popular, these little kind of free campsites and stuff like that. So whenever you're planning on a trip, you can never really guarantee that you're going to get the place you want. It's always nice when you do, but you've always got to have some kind of backup plan. And you know, sometimes it just ends up being pulled over to the side of the road and camping there because that's the only option you got. But at least here in Northern Ontario, you can do that because everything's crown land. Down south, you really can't because you'd basically be camping on somebody's property.